Pick a flower on Earth and you move furthest, and you move the furthest star.
Something strange is happening. We are living through the most extraordinary moment in human history. After decades of denial and ridicule, government officials and the mainstream media are admitting that extraterrestrial civilizations are visiting Earth. But there's a twist. The same people and institutions who lied about ETs and just about everything else are now framing the extraterrestrial presence as a threat for decades.
If you're seeing this, it's because I am either dead or have been entrapped or have disappeared.
Most of us are ill-prepared.
I'm refilling your water.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
Make this little afro pop. Because I'm blowing this hoe out. I know you gonna like it. Straighten it out for that baby. The gray is gonna be young and youthful with long flowing hair.
What you doing again?
I'll be young and youthful long with long flowing hair.
You gonna be flowing with long hair?
Y'all.
Okay.
God's among us.
You might not last on this one.
I'm good.
Many children have imaginary friends. Mine were real. They appeared as a bright light, and they said they came from another planetary system beyond this galaxy and this universe. And so it was time to share the contact phenomenon with the rest of the world.
It was our best.
And it's close enough that we could see the porthole windows.
Look at
and
him.
faces
Fuck.
in the window.
You were floating up
No, he was.
to
3 teeth motherfucker.
I'm just gonna ask if he got his cell phone out there.
overhead.
This light was like a
Him
glowing,
too. They was doing it
energy,
together.
and my whole room became illuminated
How come
with
they
this
could be doing a study on meth heads at the time?
multicolored energy.
They could have been doing a study on meth heads at the time.
into the air. They take my consciousness out of the body and move
Many
it to
times
the
he tried meth, he knew
At
it.
that point, I then went on board crafts. I
Why
would
do
be
people
there
look like
with
tie-dye
hundreds of other people my age.
Because they do
Bring
experimental
me to the planet
drugs.
and introduced me to other kids my age, and we would play together.
I get
They would do
these
acid
calls.
together.
The Harvard Smithsonian
If you say no,
Center
then I
of
have to believe you, right?
Astrophysics.
That's
His
whatever she said.
expertise involves the study of black hole physics, but also as it relates
They studying black holes.
That could be all different
These
things.
hundreds
there.
of people showing up on a spaceship. Where is the spaceship?
Black holes be flexible. So the physics of how they
One is the big mega ship.
pop it.
All above our spacecraft.
How many different kind of cars y'all got?
All makes sense to me.
Why do you put their tongue on everything? They out there tasting the spaceships.
Visiting us.
it is now clear that contact is a worldwide phenomenon.
The majority of people who I have examined.
Did he not
have
say what I
looked at
think he said? They're out here
1150
tasting the
abduction
spaceships,
events. The
man.
majority of those events have been when people were awake.
2,500 regressions that I have conducted.
She done been there and back a few times. She done made a round trip.
Extraterrestrial
Phyllis
beings.
Diller.
It didn't matter, religious beliefs, scientific beliefs, what age you were, what professions you had. It was doctors, nurses, teachers. It was pilots. It was policemen. It was housewives and farmers and little kids.
I have worked with people from Mali,
Housewives,
from
farmers, and
Pakistan,
little
from Brazil, Chile.
All the people with
from
imaginations
Europe,
and-
from everywhere else. It's astonishing how many
And that's
people
on prescription
all
drugs.
around the world.
All of these hoes
Millions
look
of people out there
stupid
that
crazy.
are living this double life.
Millions and growing. Black eyes that sort of wrap around the side of their head.
And he was very thin, had a long, thin neck.
And the eyes, albeit they were very large, they were actually human eyes. They were long and rod-like and sort of wrinkly gray.
I believe that lady.
There are about 60
I know it's random, but
different types of
very
beings that I've been aware of.
that last lady in
States,
that yellow sweater, I believe.
Andromedan, Arcturian,
No, absolutely
and
not.
South America.
The planetary aids, divine sons, and the life.
I promise you, this lady is she call herself
Now,
practicing
these beings are typically
witchcraft.
not recognized by humans because they don't have any physical features. They simply appear as light, but they are beings nonetheless.
The denser type beings seem to appear in people's bedrooms, but other types of beings can appear
What they
and
trying to do in
communicate
there?
with us intradimensionally, which means beyond our three-dimensional
What make them go
reality.
to the bedroom?
There are many ways contact happens. Clairvoyants do.
Why they always
may do
go
it
to
with
the bedroom?
spirits, but they'll also do it with ETs as well.
An interdimensional being, meaning
Do they do it
any
with
being
numbers?
that we cannot see through 3D. In other words, right now I'm looking at you, but I can also see other beings there.
Where
Sometimes
What graphic
some
I
of the
want?
beings seem to be
But she
more
said, I'm
dense
seeing
and
other-
visible.
His big brother let him introduce him to testing mind-altering drugs too early. Just a little too early. Her. I believe her.
Ooh. My
Her?
no, the other one.
Yes, the other.
That I've been aware of.
What's the name of this? We Are Gods? Among Us?
God's among us.
Gods Among Us. Okay. I
Is
get
he-
around.
Is he everywhere, or does he like go anywhere?
Yeah, I get around. I get
Because
around.
angels
I
fly
get
and
around.
shit, right? So, how do God have to go anywhere?
Don't have to, but but she's everywhere.
Well, how would she get around?
She's everywhere. She don't have to go nowhere because she's already there. She's already there.
So God don't communicate. I mean, don't travel.
There's not I don't want to say need, but there's not a need to travel because she's everywhere.
But angel,
All the time,
angel
simultaneously.
flies.
Huh?
Angel flies.
The human understanding of what an angel should be according to human understanding flies.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever.
But they say he just
Or he's
shows
just
he
everywhere.
exists all the time, everywhere.
Everywhere, all the time.
Everywhere, all the time. Omni-existence.
I understand shape.
Perfect shape.
You gotta exercise and shit.
Perfect shape.
Wait, the picture did we see? That's Jesus.
Which one?
The white dude on the cross. That's Jesus, right?
Allegedly.
Okay, so nobody have a picture of God.
Oh no.
Nobody.
Because God is like the light that they're describing that the aliens.
No. I'm talking about the white man.
The white man says that God is Jesus' dad, or heavenly dad. So he's not an earthly being. He's like a deity.
Does he talk?
He speaks to people, but he gives instruction and guidance and inspiration. Oh, that was sweet. But like flower.
So he came up with the 10 Commandments.
Moses. Oh, and well, you mean he came up with them?
Who gave Moses the 10 Commandments?
God.
Okay, and so God told him the 10 Commandments, and God told Noah about the ark, and that's the only time we know that God told people shit.
No, he allegedly supposed to talk to a lot of people. He speaks to a lot of people.
No, I'm
They
not seeing the everyday little stuff. I'm talking about the major stuff in the book.
in every other story he was speaking to people though, even in the book. Like when he told people to put their damn firstborn kid on the altar and kill him.
And they did it,
Yeah, I talk about that sometimes.
and that was okay.
Yeah, and I think about that, and I was talking about that in a video one time, and I was saying, like, you know how you say, who's to say that animals don't have mental issues too, right? So I was like, well, if it was okay in the Bible for you to go take your child and put him on your only child and put him on a motherfucking altar and kill them as a sacrifice to God, then who are we to say that this bitch is driving their kids into the lake and killing them and saying God told them to do it? That dude that cut his mama up, beheaded her.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Bible said that them people did that,
Right.
and we are respecting and honoring them people for honoring God and doing that, killing your baby.
You're right. That's why.
So you can't, if it's got to be consequences for stuff. And you can't stand behind religion to justify or enable a psychopath that you know is doing wrong shit. So to me, in that Bible, if we say that story actually happened and it's not a fable, then why do people see, that makes me wonder who that motherfucker is then, that the citizens of that village didn't take a stand and say, what the fuck? So was he the mayor? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Was he of some kind of political stature in that era, in that time, that people couldn't say, man, Charlie, he took his damn kid he killed his child. And nobody can say that because it'd be like, well, his sacrifice. He said God told him to. So, I mean, who are we to say that God didn't, you know?
But the fact that that's in there and they did it.
Yeah.
And
people celebrate them for it. Applaud them for doing it. For listening to the word of God.
But it's contradicting because you're not supposed to kill people. You're not supposed to do certain things like that. You're supposed to love that neighbor, but that's a sacrifice.
But when God, whoever is the supreme supreme being,
you to do some shit you don't understand.
And nobody should question it. No accountability or consequences for the person that called for this vile shit. Because that person is important enough and they said it. So it's
okay, so if I really love my child and you telling me to sacrifice my child,
wouldn't you at least talk him down?
Like, you know what?
Right, wouldn't you at least talk God down?
Kill me, man.
Right.
Kill me, but not my newborn.
Right. And in a perfect world, wouldn't God then say, that was a test. I was making sure you love your child like you're supposed to. Right?
No, you're supposed to love God first. Then, whatever.
That's how they fixed it.
So, but my point is, if it doesn't make, sense to you and you say, no, I won't do that.
What?
And God strikes you down, well, you was going to sacrifice. You would rather be dead anyway than
to know that I did that to my own kid. I'd rather be dead.
So why don't you kill me?
Go ahead
and whatever. But I'm not killing my child.
Yeah. Let's get down and let the whole village know he went out like a G. He was not gonna kill his kid.
Right. Or guess what? He didn't get killed. He didn't get killed.
Right. There's so many questions.
He got a new identity. So it appears so the story can go like it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. Were you supposed to be killing your baby just to show your what do you call it?
That I need more information too.
Was
right.
it supposed to mean something?
Was it showing your honor?
Right.
Are you gonna do something with the blood? Are you gonna drink the blood or some
That's
shit?
What I'm saying, 'cause if it's just to show your dedication and faith, I mean,
make me build a hut.
Okay, but you after I do that, what is it that I'm gonna be doing?
Right, because I'm gonna be miserable the rest of my life. I done killed my child. That we loved each other. We had a good time. Fuck out of here.
But I'm saying if I was gonna be faithful anyway, like I was already gonna be faithful. It's not like I veered off course and then it was like, you know what? Because you veered off course, now you got to give us the firstborn because you didn't do what you supposed to do. But if you started out being faithful and you continue,
and you just feel like testing me.
Now you
just feel like testing me.
You ain't saying out the dudes over there,
and that ain't shit.
Right. Here I am, been faithful all this time since birth. Finally have a little one. You want me to sacrifice like that? That ain't make sense.
Like hold on. Like even if you were loyal, like you said, wouldn't you as a flesh person that had the child try to talk God down? Even though you know it ain't no chance, you would still be like, whoa. I get it.
Right.
Look, I know what you're saying.
I know I was preaching it too.
I appreciate it, and I respect everything you done for me up until today. All my blessings, I don't take it for granted.
But
like,
I sacrificed my son.
you know you made me with compassion, right? You know you made me to be a great father.
And what kind of person is human is that gonna make me end up being in the future?
What kind of person I'm gonna be after I do this?
I do this shit.
Come on.
Now I'm gonna be the nicest school teacher until something just
be like, let's talk about this. Can we just discuss it?
I'm gonna be a nice little clergyman until something goes a little bit wrong.
Come on, namaste with it, Lord. Namaste with it. Don't ask me to do this.
And you telling me the same motherfucker that don't believe shit about you for their whole life, they fucking rape kids and all kill people, and all they said was, "Please forgive me."
And you protected them motherfuckers.
And they get protection.
Not only do you forgive them, but you further protect them.
And you made me fucking
as they continue to do it.
Right. Something don't add up here. Don't worry about. That should be in the commandment. Thou shalt not question God.
It is.
It's not though.
They imply it by saying have faith.
Because they don't have no fucking
answers. Faith.
They don't have the answers for the questions that we got. They ain't got them fucking answers. And you better not be asking them answers in front of the whole fucking class.
I'm so glad the ancestors speak to us, even if we only ones. I mean, I'm just glad. I don't want to be completely woke though, because that's got to be too much. But I am proud not to be as asleep as most people, because and I know it's fine to them because they're oblivious. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's fine. So life is fine, even though they walking right into the gas chamber. It's fine, and ain't no big deal. It's cool, whatever. But I just, even if I have to eventually go in there, I'm okay with being aware of shit. I just, when I see people value like dumb shit, it breaks my heart. And then it don't break my heart because I realize what I look like being all emotional toward, let me live my corner of life, as blindly as whatever.
They don't have the same perception that you do at all.
Yeah, they ain't got them values.
They enjoying
their little dumbass life. Yep. Consequences and all. Let me live in mine. Do it. Do what you do. As long as it just don't get mad at me if I choose not to be around you because you're too dangerous for me. That's all. You know what I mean? You're not a safe space for me. It's cool. But live yours because it's short for both of us. It's short right now in America for both of us. Do you. But I'm finna do me a little differently. All right. Love you. Bye-bye. Over there. Stay over yonder. Because I feel like even though, where everybody's restricted, I feel like we're appreciating the life that God did give us. People always want more, but I think we're colonized to want more. I'm very happy. Very, very happy.
Validation.
Richer than everybody. We're richer than everybody.
Dr. Dean Radin is chief scientist at the Institute of Noetic Sciences. For over 2 decades,
don't do
he has
it.
been engaged in research on consciousness and
Don't
has
do it.
conducted numerous laboratories.
Oh, he got some good weed.
A compelling piece of evidence comes from a famous NASA mission.
Edgar Mitchell provided an experiment that could test the speed of consciousness.
I was like, what did I just hear? And I was like, I know I heard what I heard.
So he arranged with his Houston handlers that they would take the standard psychological deck of cards.
Is instantaneous, meaning faster than the speed of light.
That's exactly the point.
If Edgar Mitchell was able to communicate telepathically with Earth across 240,000 miles, then there must be a mechanism that allowed him to do so. And if telepathic communication happened between two humans,
they saying if you push a button, it takes 4 seconds for it to get to him. And when he pushes a button, it takes 4 seconds to get back to you. So that should be a total of 8 seconds, just transmission time. So any other time, I would think is him thinking about it. Like,
But it ain't no time because that's just your 4 seconds. And if he sends it back in half the time, that means that he takes no time to think about it.
So
right.
It's like telepathic.
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, why don't y'all recheck y'all math formulas? Maybe y'all had some.
Wait, I'm still following it too. Hold on. My brain can follow it though. Hold on. Even less than that. Even less than that.
Right.
Because it's half the time. That's including.
It's almost instantaneous.
Right. That's including the 4 seconds that you are. You took 4 seconds.
Right.
So he didn't need no time. You're right.
You went bloop bloop. You went bloop bloop.
Bloop bloop. Bloop bloop.
That's why I was like, when they said that, I was like, y'all need to redo y'all math because something ain't adding up.
This was, you know what's crazy? My brain was following it the whole time, and my brain was like, dang. But I was jealous. I was like, I don't, what's happening? Yeah, I couldn't follow it. Like, my regular self couldn't follow it, but my high spirit self was like, whoa, like it totally understood. And I was like, I want to know what's happening. Rewind it or something so that my human self can follow. So, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, because honestly, I thought they were going to say, like, the time was 8.2 something seconds, you know, and then they would say, okay, well, it was 8 seconds transmission times for, you know, this
to get to him and for to come back.
So it took him 0.2, so his speed of consciousness is 0.2. I was expecting to hear some crap like that.
Right.
But then y'all go way the other way and say it was an astonishing 4 seconds. It was, what?
You said that's how long it took y'all. Right.
So I'm like, y'all need to redo y'all formulas on this speed, this transmission speed, because y'all got something wrong.
I'm like, you said that like it made so much sense.
You're putting the wrong numbers in the wrong formula, or the right
My
numbers
human
in the wrong
mind
formula.
was like, y'all said that like that makes so much sense.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous. Let me rewind and see what y'all talking about, because I know y'all didn't just say what I think you said.
So
okay.
That would just apply to him. Because I guarantee you, I would not be. Oh shit, what's going on?
So you saying he just gifted? And
no,
they didn't, because if he just gifted, then he could have been that before he left Earth, and they never tested it.
Astronaut.
And they didn't test him for it that specifically, right?
Than the speed of light.
That's exactly the point.
If that is a lie, that's a very fascinating lie. I am fascinated.
I need to look her up, but
yeah, she don't look trustworthy, but I'm still fascinated by the stories
from the stars in numerous historical accounts and biblical scriptures.
She off her rocker.
Since the beginning
off her rocker.
These experiences are described as both physical and intradimensional.
She off her rocker.
Could these beings be the
but at least she capitalize it off of it. Good for her.
If we are still asking the questions,
you know what?
it means
good for her.
we not have clear evidence of the phenomenon.
That's right. They do. They do. And a lot of those people that have that look on both sides, they have jumped from one extreme to the other,
Is
too.
that even possible?
Because they're like Wiccan.
Dr. Dean Radin
Right.
is chief scientist.
Because there are
at the
Wiccan people
Institute of
that
Noetic
used to be
Sciences.
Christians. You know, people are always seeking stuff. That's the human part of existence.
On consciousness
Always
and
seeking
has conducted numerous
what is
laboratory
beyond that.
experiments
That
on
is just
paranormal
only human.
phenomena.
So what you do is you take the
Which is
experiences that
ironically
people talk
what
about
being
and you
human is about.
operationalize it. You
Seeking
squish
what
it
that is
into a form
ultimately the
where
meaning
we
of
can
your
know with high
beyond
certainty
human, your
whether the
full
effect
human
is real or
existence,
not under controlled
which is-
conditions.
A compelling piece of evidence.
Turn up just a half a notch.
I do better than that. I'll throw in a little commentary, a little. I wonder why.
You gonna give me some extra?
Yeah.
Thank you, babe.
I wonder why they didn't experiment with us black Negroes.
And send us up there?
Sending us up in space.
Because if it was something awesome, then we would get the credit. And they
That,
couldn't handle that.
Or it was too expensive for them to. Like, I just. That's one area. They use us for everything else.
Or it's all made up.
What's made up?
It ain't real, and they wanna, and one of us would snitch and be like, that's some bullshit.
What if we found out that they was using us?
What if they was using us? But they can't never let it known because they putting a lot of history and discoveries on those teams, and they can't give us credit for none of that.
Well, let's say that's true. History's true. So why wouldn't they have? Has the thought come up? They talk about sending monkeys up in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even if they just thought of us as more animals, they would send us up there with the monkeys. Right. Even they did. Child.
Oh, we too dumb. Mm-hmm. But the Skeeky Airman wasn't dumb. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
so he arranged with his Houston handlers that they would take the standard psychological deck of cards. Each card had a single simple object on it, like a gold star. Something of that kind that can be reduced to 2 words and a single concept. When they did the experiment with a clock present, the handler in Houston said, okay, Edgar, I'm turning the card. And Edgar would concentrate and say gold star. And that to the moon should take 4 seconds at the speed of light. And then Edgar clicking his microphone and saying gold star, that should take 4 seconds to transmit back to the Earth. So it should have been a total 8-second transfer time. In fact, they did it in 4 seconds, to the astonishment of all concerned.
What you're saying is that the speed of thought is instantaneous, meaning faster than the speed of light.
That's exactly the point.
You know what we need right there?
Wait. I'm being fascinated still. It's still fascinating to me.
What's the figures?
4 and 4 for a total of 8, but it ended up being 4 there and back.
Yeah, and I'm just saying they got their formulas wrong. We need figures. We need the ladies from figures to come and calculate that shit, the correct formula.
Oh, from Hidden Figures?
Yeah, from Hidden Figures, yeah. We need them to come
through, Catherine. We lost her a couple of years ago.
If Edgar Mitchell was able to communicate telepathically with Earth across 240,000
That's
miles,
mind-blowing right
then
now.
there must be a mechanism that allowed him to do so. And if telepathic communication happened between 2 humans...
But see, it still doesn't make sense because, to me, he would have to think in advance that he's gonna turn over a gold star. He would have to think that in advance before.
What's crazy is that he knows it before the guy that's flipping it knows it.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So he has to know, like, okay, he's gonna turn the card, but he
can probably see the whole stack and what's next. Without knowing that he's seeing the whole
he's
stack.
Not just guessing
No, he's waiting on the next one. But maybe he don't even realize the extent to which he is prematurely
But what I would want to know though is how many times was it 4-second transmission?
Me too. I would like to know that. As well.
Did you start out at 20?
I have questions too.
And you got like 20 transmissions, and you finally got one that was before because he.
Or did it shock you from beginning to end? Because then that's a little more believable. Which I doubt. Right. So, but I would like to know the number of times as well.
Right.
Yeah. I would too.
Because if that's just the one time they got it out of 20, then you just guessed.
You tried it. Y'all playing. Y'all want to be able to log something in history books.
Right. And this could be the key to understanding telepathic contact with all other intelligent life. Is it possible that we may be equipped with an internal mechanism that allows us to
don't play with my shit like.
And it only works in space.
The best way to find out is to
right, rewind it. I'm sorry, I got thrown when they start playing with them lights, and I feel like they be doing that shit on purpose sometimes when they on TV.
They like pay attention to me. I want attention.
You do?
That's what they say.
Oh, they was. It was fucking me up, though.
You thought I wanted to pay attention to me? I wanted.
No.
You thought I meant that?
I was ready. I was there.
What no, do this?
Yeah, whatever I need to do.
Sweet. Now it made me go back to
Oh no.
So he arranged with his Houston handlers that they would take the
sweet
standard psychological deck of cards. So it should have been a total 8-second transfer time.
That couldn't even lie.
In fact, they did it in 4 seconds, to the astonishment of all concerned.
What you're saying is that the speed of thought.
You don't believe me?
Is instantaneously faster than the speed of light.
I think he was guessing at one time. It was like 1 out of 20. He said a whole fucking deck of cards.
Mitchell was able to communicate
and he said when it
things,
was time.
and he said things like
200
Gold Star.
1,000 miles. Then there must be a mechanism that allowed him to do so. Is it possible that we may be equipped with an internal mechanism that allows us to communicate telepathically? The best way to find out is to look within our own human DNA.
Are you equipped or you chipped?
For the past 25
They said
years,
what they
Dr.
said.
Glenn Ryan has pursued a career in neuroscience, bioelectromagnetics.
What's displayed here.
Totally off her rocker.
I would say that the end.
By the way.
I'm sitting up here like
psychological, emotional, or spiritual effect.
Yeah, they both nuts.
Since I was a child,
Look at them
I've been able
1980
to bring
equipment he got
energy
in
to
there.
others to produce healing.
Did you see his 1980
To
equipment?
bring the energy of a
Look at that
spirit
shit.
being phenomenon with beings from other dimensional realities.
So is he gonna try to change the DNA?
They literally using 1980 equipment.
So when are you
in
going to
there.
get those results?
Oh, as soon as I can. I have them. You'll be the first to know.
You don't know what those
Promise
kind
that.
of.
Dr. Ryan's linking of DNA to any
Look,
form
that's a
of
roach
spirit
clip.
or
That's a roach clip.
interaction
Did you see that?
validates scientifically the contact phenomenon.
We're going to just have to get used to some new physics that's operative out there.
You know what? Why you tripping? why you messing with the man? Look, hard. Look.
He got a ponytail. He got the nerve to have a
Look.
ponytail.
Look.
Why does he have a ponytail? I can't.
Entities could affect
Both of them
the
need to go back to the
physiological
trailer where they
body at
met.
any level. And yes, of course, DNA is just part of that whole gestalt. If it happens within our own body, it can clearly happen between one person.
Duct tape. Oh my God. Duct tape and a roach clip.
DNA that has not been treated by Caroline. Your turn.
I do. I get them at the dollar store.
Okay.
Look at that 19. Look at this. Look at that machine.
To bring energy to others
Look
to
at his
produce healing.
his
I will
side
now
of his
attempt
company.
to bring the energy of the
Oh my God.
spirit
The research lab.
and
Look.
see if that
I
would
did
affect
see
the
it.
DNA sample
I
in
did
any
see it.
measurable way.
Okay, it's done. So when are you going to get those results?
Oh, as soon as I can. I
Couple
have
of
them.
weeks?
You'll be the first to know. Promise that.
Dr. Ryan's linking of DNA to any form of spirit or intradimensional interaction could validate
Like Back to the Future,
scientifically
all the
the
scientists,
contact
they
phenomenon.
labs be looking all like,
As
you know,
always in
junky and
science,
junk and shit.
extraordinary
Like, they be
claims
doing shit.
require
And he got a curled up paper clip on the end of the roach clip.
Physics that's operative out there.
He got the. He just got a paper clip where he rolled it up in a little
Because
wire.
the university
It's to create
crowd
resistance.
won't deal
Heat
with
it up,
consciousness,
heat it up.
and I could stack books
To coil.
as high as this ceiling that all contain the sentence.
Why wouldn't he have a
But
coil?
of course, we don't have an
Why would he
understanding of consciousness.
Most scientists
roll up
are
an actual
still
paper
caught up
clip?
in what I call
Why would he get a
the
coil?
classical paradigm, the classical worldview,
They don't.
according to which such phenomena should be impossible.
I mean, I wouldn't want people to walk away thinking our current understanding.
Yeah, I'm for
I'm
rocker.
certainly not attempting
she's
to
nuts.
diminish or degrade that way of thinking.
He shot a white laser beam into my heart.
Holy shit! In your fucking heart?
to a cave.
He shot her in the fucking heart. With a laser beam, man. A white laser beam.
They would emanate actual heat when
when somebody is in the presence of one of those beings, they do hear the talking telepathically.
To communicate telepathically.
Remember her face, you're going to see her on Shark Tank next season.
Eventually, I graduated to somebody intuitively communicating with my mind,
one of her
and then I was
friends.
able to sit down
Look at this 1980s footage.
So telepathy is a non-local connection between two people's minds.
Chinese, it is a cosmic universal language.
Cosmic, girl. Not cosmic.
Between
come through terminology. Come, yes, come through terminology.
And they would have me look up at the ceiling of my bedroom, and they would start pushing through symbols. Read these symbols.
Divorce lawyer.
It's
time.
To be trained.
I'm trying to elevate.
To retrieve the information.
It's a language.
I was going to say, zoom in on them black faces back there.
My unconscious mind was able to begin to give them.
Unless they was all shadowed. Yeah, unless it was all shadowed. That was in the back.
10% capacity.
They probably paid them to be
human
extras.
language.
And I knew for sure it wasn't
types
just
of
me
intelligent life.
when you didn't
So
argue and try to defend
humans
her.
are
You
gonna
were
be
like,
able to use
yeah,
the
she
local
nuts.
brain, so to speak.
More and more evidence
I don't
shows
dismiss
that
her
there is
experience,
an
but she
interconnected
nuts.
super communication.
These universal codes and symbols
Was
be
that
the
Forsythia
language
behind
of the
her?
gods among us.
To be able to communicate telepathically with
People gonna be
all
stealing
intelligent
other
life
people's
in the universe.
skills. People
More
gonna be
and more
stealing other
evidence
people's
shows
skills.
that there is an interconnected
You know what I mean?
super
You
communication
can go easy like you
system
wish
that
you
is
had this
based
person
on
talent, and now you can
symbols,
download it
universal
when they ain't
codes,
looking.
and telepathy.
Could these universal
they stole
codes
my
and symbols
motherfucking
be
skills.
the language of the
Like-
gods among us?
I didn't get to use my shit and blow
Right, stroke for stroke.
To help us connect
Like
with
stroke
these
for stroke, they stole my
Though
shit.
science requires
fuck?
skepticism, open to
You think
asking
identity
bold
theft
questions
was a problem
contact
before?
could happen.
Inside of our
They gave
3D
him a beer and a
universe
haircut
structure,
and said, "Be the
that
come on, be our
wave
scientist."
instantaneously
Come on, man.
propagated the consciousness of
We don't have
the
anybody else that can
Houston
pull this look
handler
up.
Nigga, it
to
doesn't
the
matter.
moon.
The shit took
People
4 seconds. That's all
receive
we need to
messages,
know.
they
4 there,
download
4 back.
information. Did it
Oh, I'm
just
here for that
get
piece of
carried
information. I'm
by
glad
the
I'm
wave?
glad I heard that.
Yes,
It made it
the
worthwhile
information
because
is carried through consciousness as waves.
To date, laboratory experiments from around the
rewind
world
his
have
interview
shown
again.
significant results.
I don't want to believe that shit. I just want to know what ridiculous things he's talking about because I just started letting it mush into the nothingness, and I didn't pay literally attention to nothing he was talking about.
Super communication system.
And when
that
you
is based
responded, I
on
didn't even know why you
symbols,
were saying what
universal
you said.
codes, and telepathy.
So I
Could
wanted to see
these
what you
universal
say.
codes and symbols be the language of the gods among us?
Information is carried through consciousness as waves. It's that
Like,
tuning that
just
I'm
repeat
talking
what I
about.
say.
to
When I
these
ask you the
quantum
But the
question,
wave is what
That's at the
compared
basis of
will contain the
telepathy.
answer, right?
To date,
So it would the
laboratory
answer is in the
experiments
waves. It has
from
to be in the
around the
waves.
world have shown significant results on telepathic contact.
We come to
Why do you
realize
bring a black
that
hole
there are wave patterns which are
Was he
common
bad
to
black
all
hole?
species, and these
A lot.
are waves describing things like
you'd be
fear.
surprised how many different types of people be
aggression,
around black holes.
I want.
They like
I'm
'em.
happy.
They run
Oh,
these
this is
streets.
lovely. Bring it on.
They for the streets, but they run
Those
these
are all
streets.
wave patterns
That thing.
any brain will recognize.
That's
that this
a
star
neighbor.
is not a single star, but a binary system or two stars.
Black holes
So
are strong.
we're coming to understand that the
Guaranteed.
horizon of our universe holds
Holding it
the
down.
possibility of all universes out.
As
So,
always.
as mathematicians, we have to ask, if this is universe plus universe plus universe plus universe, what is the sum of all of that?
Cosmic
He said a
intelligence
bunch of
stores
nothing.
information on the surface of the black hole, and the magnetized property of the black hole allows the quantum wave to carry the information from one black hole to another
Man, we're
faster than the speed of
shit.
light.
That makes for telepathic
Earth is a
communication
speck of dust.
across the universe.
Sua set eleaka e suluuntuk ewe elo mana e sala at elo ala onkish susum ma etala elo lu tu kishisea elo at sa osare mana e kuleate su shase e mono tu kiawa harak et sunumu et ula kitsesa ese sala tu shusam. It doesn't exactly translate into English. The key to this language is that it's not transmitting data, and dolphins do the same thing. Dolphins can transmit pictures to each other of what they're seeing.
He went so long with it too.
They have these times where I have
You know what he is? He one of them
representative of a particular civilization or particular group of beings, and when I would speak it, they would be there on the other side, listening and sending back.
If you're faking, shame on you.
Can you give a message that you feel is important in the sign language?
Was the mother wrote to me saying that her daughter had reacted to some of the star languages that she'd seen on YouTube. And the daughter said, but I can speak those languages too.
Yeah,
and she said to her mother, there's 3 of them, but one of them heals water. When I speak of water, I can purify the water. And the mother told me that the water actually tasted differently.
The star language comprises codes that can be heard, spoken, but also a message that can be transcribed.
Y'all gotta sell some water with this.
These languages are the frequencies that are waking us up.
One of the most well-known are the crop circles, and particularly those of Wiltshire, England, which, just like the star language, seem to contain.
I have mixed feelings.
It's interesting to me.
It is. There's some hella artists.
Yeah.
Either way, you know what I mean?
Perfect.
This crop circle is a huge mystery. It's brand new. Here,
Since there's a path there, yeah, why not?
as I'm standing in the middle of this piece, so I'm right in the center right now, and I still
Well,
can't
she
make
might as
out
well
what
hang
it
out
is.
there, because that's the
I
only way she
feel
gonna get it, because
patches of
ain't nobody
information
trying
all
to miss that
and
kind
I
of crazy.
feel I am
Not
the
in this
0
era.
point, the center point of that.
Several seconds.
Under 3 minutes.
And then we went
Oh,
back to Salisbury, and I was returned to my bed in my room and slept the rest of the night.
Did it take you out the window?
And lo and behold, that night, a new crop circle appeared.
She said she levitated.
In exactly that formation.
She didn't explain
as
how they got out of the
impact
room.
site on Jupiter. This is an outstandingly wonderful
I know, but out the
example,
window?
in my opinion, of the communication that is happening in the crop circles.
After they levitated her out of bed, did they levitate her down the stairs? How she get from the bed to the spaceship?
Specific points within the cosmos, and will therefore incur unique astronomical
What's the route they took from the bed to the spaceship?
You said the window, the door?
I'm asking.
Is that the question you're asking?
What's the
From her
route?
bed?
From her bed to the spaceship. What route was that? Like, if I come take her to the spaceship, I'm going to take her. We got her out of bed. We walked to the door. We went to the stairwell. We walked down the stairs and walked out the front door. How did they get her from the bed after they levitated her to the spaceship? Don't namaste. Don't namaste. Just answer my question.
So what does this mean to you?
So these symbols aren't
Did that
words.
answer your question?
They're not something you can pronounce.
That's a pretty good
So
one.
you're not going to look at it and read it and come up with a verbal expression.
There were some crop circles that were showing a Celtic cross, the flower
good
of
with English?
life. They're executed
Yeah,
in
my doctor
our
said I can't
fields
fly.
in the dark of night.
Ah, don't worry, we don't got no air pressure. Blood clots, blood clot.
Look like a tourist attraction.
It is.
What them people doing in there?
I know, that's why I was like, they're one of the places where you harvest your own berries and shit.
Yeah.
Something is kind of like vibrating. I'm gonna make my way to
Yes,
the corner
girl.
and see what's going on.
She said never tell you, but what route through the window? Down the stairs, down the hall, through the kitchen, back door.
Though at times our lives seem small,
She didn't go through the wall unless she did. If she's saying that only her spirit went and her physical body didn't
of
go.
the universal citizenship.
Very surprised.
People act like farmers can't be
It's
artists
like a
too.
very low vibration. We really have to discern for ourselves. Sometimes an
Or
extraterrestrial
somebody
contact
nephew.
is more advanced.
Uncle got a
And
farm and be
sometimes
like,
it just isn't.
can I mess with the wheat farm?
Advanced technology does not necessarily mean advanced spiritually.
Did nobody listen to her stories? I will listen, Mabel.
A certain
Who even
pattern
knows about that?
in it.
Teach
And
Mabel.
then, every
Do
couple
you?
of days,
Don't you let these
the rest
haters
of
bring you
July
down.
and
Tell
until
your
the middle of
story.
August. And then suddenly there was a very loud swoosh noise. And then it seemed like the whole craft went whizzing around in a circle. The whole
But she just said,
making
yeah.
of that crop circle. I was returned
too
to my
old to
bed in my room and slept the rest of the night. And
That's
lo
when
and
you gotta do it,
behold,
man.
That night, a new crop circle
Ain't nobody
appeared.
listen to your bullshit.
Yeah,
your
why
whole
everybody
life.
give you a pass?
Formation
Everybody give you a
as
pass.
the impact site on
You like
Jupiter.
dementia.
This is
No,
an
you're like, no, really.
outstandingly wonderful example, in my opinion.
Be
of the
great, lady. This is the time to do it.
communication circle.
When she paint her nails so you would know she ain't crazy. They match.
This extraterrestrial
Why did she
being
say
told
hour?
me
She just
that if I would like to have the experience, I could be taken for the making of a genuine crop circle.
Taken for the
in
making of
England.
one.
But why? Where did y'all talk?
And
Like,
just then,
I know.
I saw
I know,
the
right?
silhouettes
oh yeah,
of
this one
three
cat I know.
short beings. They all had a wide head at the top
Yeah, this
and
alien was telling me
tapering
about
down
some
to
jet
a
propulsion
narrow
shit.
little chin.
Y'all bump into each other.
They
Y'all
came
go
to the
back.
bed. They levitated me
No,
up
that's
out
that.
of
No,
the
you
bed
was telling me.
into the bottom of the craft.
must
They
be
You know, I
followed us.
can see if I
Rising
get
up, we
you.
flew
Might be able to get you a
no more
stowaway
than a
ticket.
few minutes.
Yeah,
And then I was aware because the craft tipped forward, I could see from the
yeah.
window.
So
And
if I
there
came
must have been a
home from
light
Walgreens and told you
shining from the
I was
bottom
walking
of
from
this
Walgreens
craft
to the car,
because I could see that we
it was
were
like a
over
time
a
change
wheat
thing. I
field.
don't know. It
And
seemed like
then
it was
suddenly
forever, but I
there
guess
was a
it's
very
like,
loud
you know, a
swoosh
minute. I don't know.
noise.
But
And
this alien,
then
you know, I thought,
it seemed
you know,
like
he
the
was
whole
like,
craft
you want me
went
to do a drive-by. He
whizzing
said, you know,
around
he was gonna do some
in a
crop circles and
circle.
shit, so.
The whole making
Which
of
he
that
did.
crop
He
circle
told me that he-
was very
gonna get in
quick.
touch with me.
You told him, yeah, you gave me a phone number.
No, he said
Just
he said
several
alien, I guess.
seconds,
He said
and
he
then
contact me.
we went back
Gave me like $40.
to Salisbury, and I was
You
returned
told him you thinking about
to my
it.
bed
I had no
in my
choice. What the fuck
room
am I supposed to say?
and slept the rest of the
I
night.
told him,
I'm
"No,
good."
He said, I suggest you think about
And
it.
Oh,
lo and
yeah, okay.
behold,
Then you think.
that night, a
Okay.
new crop circle appeared
Well, you thought about
in
it.
exactly that formation of the
Because I can't get a clear idea of if it sound like you, if that
is
like that was your
happening in
only
the crop
option, or
circles.
they gonna kill you.
I don't know. It was so real.
But I guess it's like you said, if they gonna kill me anyway for not doing it, you know what I mean?
Astronomical events that are reflected here
I'm not
on the
leaving
Earth
my
have to do
husband.
with the alignment
They
of the
set up, they
planets
made 10 minutes,
with
man.
our own.
I know.
This means
You
various
know they
points
still
on
got people
planet
don't talk
Earth
about it. They
are
still got
aligned
them.
with specific points
still
within
got
the
'em.
cosmos and will therefore incur unique astronomical events. The planetary grid starts at the core of the planet and expands outwards to create a massive hologram of all possible geometric patterns.
Okay,
the
now
planetary
what?
grid starts at the core of the planet.
Let's say all
and
that's
extends
true.
outwards to
Right.
create a
What is it?
massive hologram of all possible
What,
geometric
what am I
patterns.
supposed to do with that knowledge?
These patterns align the black holes in
What she
such a
want me to
way
do?
as to create pathways in all directions.
Yeah, what
of
does she want me to
time
do
and
with this
space.
knowledge?
You know what?
I would see a
Yo, no,
pathway
baby.
leading to a specific point in the universe. Perhaps in this case, to the
Only
moon.
live once,
And
there
if
you
I were
go.
to stand right here at this black
Where that
hole or zero
motherfucking
point,
dance?
I will also see another pathway leading me straight
Do
to
it.
Mars. I call the black hole 0 points because they create a warp
You
in the
jealous.
fabric of time.
You
space.
jealous of them.
This
That's why you
means
get them
time
0
space
points,
can
right?
exist at the surface of the black hole.
She said
but
she get a black
ceases
hole
to
0
exist
points.
at the center of the black hole.
This JB, fine.
That's what I'm saying.
These patterns align the black holes in such a way as to create pathways in all directions. I would see a pathway
She's
leading to a
supposed to do that?
specific point in the universe.
She glitched.
Perhaps
She
in
a
this
robot.
case, to the moon. And if I were to stand right here at this black hole or 0 point, I will also
When she
see
first came
another
out, I was like, she
pathway
got a Sims
leading me
body.
straight
I was like, oh, she ain't real, no
to
way.
Mars. Because they
See
create
how
a
she keep
warp
holding her
in
hand
the
like
fabric
that?
of time. A difficult concept to wrap our heads around, but this theory could explain how communication could travel thousands of miles and arrive on the Earth instantly. It is because the quantum waves can bypass time and space by going through the center of the black hole and arrive at
It's because a black woman
This
is
would
the mother of
explain
the
why
earth.
UFOs and spaceships. All that is required is to tune in and to align our brain receptors with the pathways of space. And the messages from the universe will come.
Ooh, they
pouring in.
downloading some crazy stuff into jabbed people. This one. I saw a meme that said this is real footage of aliens watching humans, something on planet Earth, and they was looking at the monitor, and then the voice thing said, "This is the most ghetto shit I ever seen in my life."
The only time that we get visitors is when they fly off the road or something, and then get up in our universe and be like, what the fuck?
We the Hucklebuck place with the gas
Structuring
station,
of
with that
space
one gas
cannot
station on
explain
one
the mechanics
corner.
of UFOs. Could this be the next theory of everything?
I believe this is the theory of everything.
The possibility of a theory of
gave
everything
him his
is an
drink, you hear me?
exhilarating prospect because it will
Yeah,
explain the
some-
unknown
yeah, it
mechanics
did.
of the universe.
Look,
But what about the technology used by the UFOs?
Hundreds and hundreds of experiments and published in journals.
well, I need y'all to
Very
go
clear
and
to me,
ball
at
out
least,
on it instead of
many of my
living,
colleagues, that
having his
Your
1980s
will does change the fabric of
alabaster
physical reality.
computer
Change
AOL
the
dial-up.
fabric of reality and can allow us to move a physical object?
That my consciousness could command my physical
they
body,
want it,
my
right?
personal spaceship, so to speak,
They have white
to appear in a
babies.
different
You said white
location,
ones,
just
right?
the same.
What?
And
That thing said it was
teleportation,
all white like milk.
it would be
Oh yeah,
seemingly a
I guess like
relatively
cat-
Creamy
simple
white.
Creamy
thing
white.
to
what they wanted,
scan
so-
this quantum description and
Seems
then
like a win-win situation
take
for
them
them.
to another place that we know something about, and then project the one into the other.
Things
Even-
can
even if
fly
they
their
could,
ships and
like,
teleport to
the
our
white people
planet and
could
communicate through telepathy
find a
and
way
codes.
to
Then
leave us
perhaps
down
these
here
powers
and
will
go
become
up to some
part of
other
They
the
could.
human
Right.
capability.
They could.
But
at
even
some
if they
point
did
in the
do
future.
that, they would still
They'll be
have
back.
to devise a
Among us,
plan
They'll be
to
back.
fuck us up
They'll
be
down
back.
there.
Space travel and
Instead of just being
communication.
happy wherever
leaving
the fuck
us
they
some-
going.
right.
Yeah, they would
All
have
are
to
seeming
come
insignificant.
and destroy some shit.
Many of us
Like,
can
that's
already
just
receive
evil
these
shit,
messages and signals.
Yeah.
Relies on
Here it up on our
understanding.
land that you left.
If we got what you wanted and got separate things,
Now,
y'all would be like
we have
this.
The value for the DNA
What are you doing over there?
before being treated, and the value here is 1.30
Look at them,
kilowatt.
disgusting.
So that's our
You don't have to be
value.
looking
Statement
up.
number
We
two,
came over here because we discussed it,
stick the
y'all.
electrodes into the
Mind your
DNA.
business now. How about that?
We're going to take our
Did you hear what he
measurements
said
of
to me?
electrical
Oh, now it's a
conductivity.
war.
In this experiment,
You gotta
we're
fuck
doing
your
it
shit
at a
up.
very specific frequency,
Like
the
what?
resonance frequency
Bro.
of the DNA
Go in the
itself.
house
The
and
control
get
might be
that,
less, so it could actually
boy
shift the
outfit on
frequency.
and come out
And if
and
it
strip.
shows that the frequencies are shifted
Come
to
out and strip.
higher frequencies,
Right.
that supports
they
the
can't
whole
What you
dogma
looking at,
in the
boy?
field
Yeah.
that spiritual energies are
Yeah.
associated with higher frequencies.
Raise your vibration.
Raise your vibration.
Right.
Exactly. So
Look,
this
don't
is a
take it
way
somebody
here to
don't
actually
mean that
prove
you
or
looking at them like
support
that. Just
that
you see something out of the ordinary.
now,
You're
if
like,
we
the
can
fuck?
analyze
What if you
the
discussed it?
Right, that's what I'm
conductivity
saying.
value,
You double
it turns
take. That
out
doesn't
that
mean it's like lusting over
there
it.
were specifically two
Entitlement.
frequencies that
Yeah.
got turned on
You know, that's
and
like, you
activated
see
the
some-
signal strength was much stronger
somebody out
after
did
being
something
treated by you.
ridiculous.
And you can see there was a
you do
very
double take, and then
large
it's like, you
stimulation
don't want to
in
because
both
that's what they want
frequencies.
is attention. Some people want
From the
attention.
kind of the magnitude of the
It's a success. 400% increase.
The control
Right.
might be less, so it could actually shift the frequency. And if it shows that the frequencies are shifted to higher frequencies,
Right.
that supports the whole dogma in the field
Look at that
that
equipment.
spiritual energies are associated
Come on
with
now.
higher frequencies.
Raise your vibration.
You
Raise
take
your
it.
vibration,
Right.
exactly. So this is a way
You
here
take
to
it.
actually prove or support that.
For the past 25 years, Dr. Rubik and Dr.
Look at that shit. Look at that shit right now.
In the field of
That's some shit we would find in that fucking tool thrift store that we went and restored. That we used to go to on the way to.
We're looking at a number of different ways. One is to look.
Look,
to
and they
measure
would be
the
shopping
light
there.
coming from the human body in different states of consciousness. For example, from the palm of the hand, the fingertips.
Is it restore?
From the chakras,
Yeah, restore.
down the midline, and actually all the
Well,
parts
there's
of the body. But those
there's
are the
a
main
lot of,
emitters. We're actually
analog
counting
things
the photons
that
of visible
we
light.
have the needles that are
This is
jumped
our
and pick up stuff.
sensor suite.
We have some evidence of beings of light in some of our experiments. During
Good
the
for
actual
these
healing
old
session,
folks continuing
one
to
healer
chase their
said,
dream.
my guides have
that.
arrived.
These are
And
the
at that
old
very
washed
moment,
up
a
Yeah.
burst of light.
people that just
And again,
didn't
another
make
guide has
anything out
arrived,
of it.
another burst of light.
Good for
That's the kind
them.
of evidence we see.
The message is
Tired, you
everywhere.
did a lot
It is
today.
embedded within the very fabric of the universe, on the surface of the black holes, and carried into our brains by the quantum waves.
Wanna lay down?
These messages appear in the form of
said you
symbols and telepathic
Okay, come
codes,
on.
but they can also appear as a true life
Ah!
experience.